Children gathered around the box, their hands quick and eager. Toys spilled out, some new, some not. All were treasures here. He waited until the others had gone before approaching. At the bottom, beneath worn shoes and socks, he found it. A toy car, cracked, wheel missing, but still red and shining in spots. He picked it up slowly, like it might break further in his hand. It wasn't whole, but it was his. He sat under the crooked tree behind the building. The broken car rested in his lap, warm from his palms. He closed his eyes and whispered, not words, but hope. If you can hear me, I don't need much, just one that works. The wind blew gently, lifting dust and leaves. No one heard him, but he still spoke softly, like someone was listening. And then he opened his eyes and smiled, just a little. He walked slowly, enjoying the quiet after travel. His eyes wandered toward the fence where laughter rose and fell. Most children were playing, shouting. One boy sat alone, still. Something about the way he held the toy caught the man's breath. It wasn't joy. It was reverence. He paused, hand on the gate, unsure why he felt pulled. Then he stepped closer. The man crouched beside the boy, speaking gently. That car, did you pick it yourself? The boy nodded, eyes wide but not afraid. He held it up with two hands, like offering a treasure. It's not fast, but I like the color, he said softly. The tourist smiled, heart twisting in his chest. He didn't say much, just sat there beside him for a long while. Some prayers don't need words to reach the right ears. The hotel room was quiet, filled with the hum of distant traffic. He sat on the balcony, the photo of the boy and toy glowing on his screen. I need you to help me build something, he said into the phone. A pause. Then, not just toys. A place for them to create. Though, as a side, he asked for one toy. I want to give him 100 chances. Far below, the city flickered to life, and a plan was already rolling forward, like wheels finally turning. The truck rolled in early, so early even the sun looked sleepy. Boxes marked with bright colors and cartoon tools were lifted down gently. Children pressed their faces to the windows, eyes wide with wonder. Is it food again? One whispered. No, another said. It looks fun. Yeah, Bamawash. He stood in the doorway, clutching the broken car, heart racing. This time, he had a feeling the box had something meant for him. The old storage room was suddenly alive with brushes and brooms. Paint brightened the walls, turning dust into color. Shelves were nailed in, low enough for little hands to reach. A man held up a sign with bold letters, Toy Workshop. The boy watched from the doorway, silent and still. Will I be allowed in there? He asked a worker. It's for you, she smiled. For all of you. He looked at the broken toy in his hands, and it didn't feel so broken anymore. The first time he held a screwdriver, he trembled. Like this? He asked. Yes, said the volunteer. Turn gently. Die. Toy. The plastic clicked into place. The gear turned. He laughed. Not a big laugh, just a small, stunned sound of joy. All around him, other kids were making things. Cars, puppets, spinning tops. The room buzzed, not with noise but with curiosity. He looked at his old toy and whispered, We can fix you now. Ah, he wasn't alone anymore. Another boy sat beside him, tongue out in concentration, fitting wheels together. Want to race when it's done? He asked. He smiled. Only if we both build it. EOI. They laughed softly, sharing glue, colors, and small victories. The table was full of moving parts, but it was the hearts that truly turned. Outside, wind rustled the trees. Inside, Something bigger than toys was being built. Each child placed a toy on the shelf like a trophy. Some wobbled, some sparkled, some didn't work at all. But each one was loved. He stepped forward last, holding the repaired red car. The wheels still wobbled slightly, but it moved. He placed it gently, then stepped back, face glowing. A volunteer clapped. Another wiped her eyes. It wasn't a perfect car, but it was the answer to a prayer. He held the wheel in place, guiding the little hands beside him. Like this? The smaller boy asked. Exactly like that, he said, smiling. The table buzzed with soft chatter, tiny tools clicking. Laughter between concentration. Posters on the wall showed sketches of rockets, cars, and dragons. He no longer needed to be taught. He was teaching. And in each pair of eyes that followed his movements, he saw who he once was and who he had become. The little girl held up her wind-up bunny, cheeks flushed. "It hops! Look!" she cried as it moved 3 tiny steps. The room erupted in cheers, and even the shyest clapped. From the corner, he watched, arms crossed, beaming. He hadn't built that toy, but he had built the courage behind it. The volunteer leaned in. "You're helping them grow." "Misal, I just show them where to glue things," he shrugged. But inside, he knew it was more. The room was quiet, the hum of excitement replaced by soft ticking. He sat alone now, a pencil in hand, tongue tucked in thought. On the page, wheels, wings, and springs took shape. What if a toy could flap like a bird and race like a car? He wasn't copying anymore. He was inventing. The blank paper felt like a runway for ideas. And this time, he wasn't building from broken pieces. He was starting from imagination. "One each," he said, clipboard in hand. "And take one you really like." And the shelves were full now. Trucks, dolls, puzzles, and more. He checked names as kids came forward, matching smiles with selections. "You built this one," a girl reminded him. "No, we built it together," he said gently. It wasn't about giving away toys. It was about sharing pride. And no one left the room empty-handed or unseen. The day had quieted, but the warmth lingered. He held a toy robot with button eyes and a stitched cape. It was his best one yet. Not for play, but for memory. He placed it gently on the top shelf under a sign, for display. The glass showed his reflection, older, prouder, a little taller. The same boy who once prayed for one toy, now giving toys wings. The banner fluttered. Played day. Tents lined the field, each bursting with toys and giggles. He sat beneath one, showing curious eyes how to fix a spring. "It stuck," said one child. "Watch this," he said, twisting gently. Click. Freedom. Cheers erupted, not for the toy, but for the shared moment. He had once prayed for a toy. Now he helped answer others' prayers, one smile at a time. "It started with one broken car," he told the camera. "I thought it was the only thing I'd ever have." Behind him, kids raced toy trains across painted floors. But someone saw me. Someone believed it could be more. The reporter wiped her eyes, nodding. "Now we don't just play. We build. We share." The camera panned back, capturing not a boy, but a movement. "These go to the camp 2 towns over," said the volunteer. "They've never had anything like this." He placed the last toy carefully in the box, a painted spinning top. They sealed it with tape and a small sticker, "Made with care." "No, it's strange," he said, "to send joy you once begged for." "Nasia. The volunteer touched his shoulder. "It's not strange. It's beautiful. Yeah. Some toys go further than their wheels. He drew lines on the whiteboard. Circles for wheels, lines for balance. You don't need fancy parts, he said. Just an idea and kindness. Is your sign? Small hands scribbled in notebooks, faces serious and inspired. The teacher stood back, watching, heart full. He had once sat silently in the back corner. Now he stood in front, not just building toys, but futures. And no one looked away anymore. He sat on the steps, the old toy car in his hands. The missing wheel had been fixed. The cracks had been smoothed. It still bore scratches, but so did he. You were the first, he whispered. The one who listened. Gee. He didn't play with it now. He remembered with it. Behind him, the workshop glowed with light and laughter. Ahead of him, more children waited. More toys. More prayers. And he was ready to meet them all, with open hands and a full heart.